show me what you got. Show me what you got. One more time. Make it hot. Show me what you got. Show me what you got. Show me what you got. Make it hot. Show me what you got.
Welcome back. Your man Diamond K in here, of course, the Diamond K Show on ONFIRE-TV.com. Anywhere you get your podcast, just search the Diamond K Show. So we have, it's progressing, and we are finally at the point where the jury is deliberating. What does that mean? The jury is making their decision in this Trump trial. Never thought we'd get here. It seemed like forever. I'm sure it doesn't feel like that to Donald Trump. But the jury has been given their instructions by the judge, and it is just a matter of time. I'm expecting sometime around Friday, they're going to possibly come with their decision. So they ended the first day of deliberations. The judge has dismissed them for the day. So the decision is not coming today because they have already been sent home for the evening. But they ended the first day of deliberations asking to rehear some testimony. And of course, they got the judge's instructions. So the waiting game is on. And some Trump supporters ain't Trump saying, "Oh, I want to campaign. I can't campaign because I'm here in court." Maybe if you weren't committing crimes, you wouldn't be in court. I'm just saying. It's everybody else's fault. It's everybody's fault that he's committed crimes. And he's mad because he is appearing to be held to account, appearing to be. I'm going to say that we don't even know what the result's going to be. Let's say that he is found guilty. They ain't putting him in jail. Come on now. They're not putting him in jail. I wish they would, but they're not going to. He's not going in jail. He's not. I mean, what, they going to give him a fine? Because here's the thing. A guilty verdict in this trial does not guarantee he's going to jail. No. Definitely not. And America is a place that is really big on, traditions. Well, at least they act like it. History. They want to, hold up these things. So, this country is not going to put Donald Trump in jail. They ain't put him in jail for 15 minutes. They ain't even going to put him in jail for 15 minutes. Yeah, no. It's not going to happen. But I think by the end of this week, we're going to have the jury's decision. So as I said, they ended today's deliberations asking to rehear some testimony. So they're trying to work these things out, this New York jury. They are deliberating on criminal charges against former President Donald Trump. And they have ended the first day of deliberations. You've been on a jury before, you're in there, you're in this room, it's a bunch of strangers. But after a month, these people start to get to know each other, start to feel each other a little bit. What up? Hey, what's up, man? Hey, what's going on? How you doing? How the kids? Jurors have been asked to not look at this like it's them, right? Not what would you do if you were in a situation. You are supposed to go by the facts of the case. Jurors asked to rehear trial testimony from Trump's ex-lawyer and fixer, Michael Cohen. They also wanted to hear testimony from David Pecker, who is the former publisher of the National Enquirer. National Enquirer. National Enquirer is that tabloid magazine, whatever. You would see it, or maybe you still do. See it sitting near the checkout in the supermarket. And they always have these outrageous stories on there. David Pecker is the former publisher of that magazine. Trump, of course, is the first U.S. president to face criminal charges. This is a criminal case, criminal charges. And he is accused of, and this is what the Trump supporters get confused. What did he do that was a crime? I'm going to tell you. He's accused of falsifying business records related to Michael Cohen's paying hush money to the porn star Stormy Daniels before the 2016 election. Now, Daniels said that she had sex with Trump, and, so it's not the fact that he had sex with the porn star. I don't know if any of you out there have had sex with a porn star before. Okay, once or twice I did, but that's neither here nor there. I wouldn't pay her no hush money. Okay, let me say that. I wouldn't pay her no hush money. The issue is not that he paid the hush money. That's not the problem. The problem is always the cover up. Why didn't he just pay her the lump sum of money? Why didn't he do that? That would have made more sense. Michael Cohen, I don't think, was a good lawyer. I could have given Trump way better advice than he got from Michael Cohen. And Trump's not a good businessman. I mean, aside from the 6, bankruptcies, aside from that, aside from the fact that he already started a couple of steps from the finish line at birth and still managed to squander millions and billions of dollars, that's neither here nor there. He is nervous right now. Donald Trump is nervous right now. Oh, he's going to try to act like he's not. I tell you what, he wasn't falling asleep today. He's nervous. So this New York jury is weighing on these criminal charges against Donald Trump. And, he did all this talk, all this and that, but it's real right now. It is real. Jurors also asked Judge Juan Merchan for a read back of the instructions that he gave them this morning. We want to make sure, what is our mandate, Judge? Can you tell us one more time? So it shows that they're taking it serious. I don't think this goes past Wednesday, though. Why? Okay, look, they've been doing this for like a month, right? Sitting in, listening to testimony, in and out. Yesterday was a long day for them. They didn't get out there yesterday like 8 something. They are ready to be done with this. So they're paying attention. They wanted the judge to read what their mandate was. What are their instructions? They deliberated for several hours, and they wanted to get good evening. They wanted to get a clear reading of what they're supposed to do. Jurors will rehear the testimony and the judge's instructions when they return to court tomorrow morning, when they're going to resume deliberations. They made this request. They passed a note. Hey, judge, foreperson passes the note. These are the things that we requested. We want to hear some more of this testimony, with Michael Cohen's testimony, and with David Pecker's testimony. And they want, what are our instructions again, Judge? It's going to be over pretty soon. Trump is charged with falsifying business records related to reimbursing Cohen for the $130,000 hush money payment that he gave Stormy Daniels before the election. What is the crime? The crime is, it's always the cover up. It's usually never the thing. It's usually the cover up. They came up with this elaborate scheme over the course of a year to try to hide the money and falsify tax records, falsify the business records, all that. He should have just gave her the money. Look, you want to pay her $130,000? Give her $130,000. Lump sum, the end. We wouldn't have even known about it. This goes to show you that this guy's not smart enough to be president. No, He can't even pay off a stripper, porn star, and he had the money. He can't be the president. He's too dumb. He shouldn't even be in court for this. Not because of the action. He should have never been. Like, the situation should have been, But this is the guy. Y'all say this is the guy, right? Jurors asked for the Inquirer publisher David Pecker's testimony about this phone conversation that he had with Donald Trump while Pecker was in an investor meeting. Well, Trump calls him up, and one of Pecker's assistants comes. Hey, Donald Trump's on the phone, and so he goes and takes the call. The jury wants to hear this testimony again. Now, this phone conversation that he had with Trump is one thing they want. They also want Pecker's testimony about buying the life rights of Karen McDougal. Karen McDougal is another lady of the evening. She's like a Playboy Playmate type. And she's somebody else who was paid off, another Trump mistress. Now, they were talking about that because that's I guess that's just the normal thing for Trump. Hey, have sex with some mistress, pay her off, find another one, have sex with her, pay her off, find another one. And Trump doesn't actually pay for it. Like, he gets the money from other places. The panel also asked for a readback of Pecker's testimony regarding the meeting at Trump Tower in New York and for Cohen's testimony about that meeting. Of course, earlier today, Trump's mad. He's raged about this case. His case, he's facing 34 felony counts. 34 felony counts because he tried to cover this up and tried to cover it up in a way that, one, wasn't covered up, and then two, was illegal, the things that he was trying to do. Let this be a lesson to you all. It's not the crime or the action, usually, that gets them in trouble. It's not that. It's the cover up. That's what makes it a scheme. That's what makes it a conspiracy. That's how you get the RICO, because of all of the scheming and the different people involved and all of that. So it's not the payment per se. It's the other things that were done to cover the payment that were criminal. If you commit a crime trying to cover up something that's not against the law, it's still against the law. Fam, you got to know that. Donald Trump said that Mother Teresa could not beat these charges. Mother Teresa wouldn't have smashed a porn star and tried to pay it off illegally the way she would have did it like that. Assuming that Mother Teresa was smashing porn stars. Trump says that the charges are rigged. The whole thing is rigged. No, you tried to rig it, but you screwed up with your rigging. Trump, you are incapable of handling this business. Trump says that the whole country is a mess. No. Trump, your business is a mess. We got a clear look at how Trump ran his business, and he ran it shabby. You don't want this man as the president. You don't want this man as the president. You know the old, what was that in the commercial? You can't even keep your room clean. Trump, you can't even keep your business together. Come on, I'm waiting for the Trump supporters to say, what do you mean about Joe Biden? He can't walk up the stairs. Got you. All right, yeah, cool. I get it. Trump says that the whole country is a mess. Talking about the surge in U.S. immigration and his loss to Joe Biden in 2020. It's still a sore spot for him. So we are waiting on the jury. They are going to reconvene tomorrow morning. They have instructions. Now, before Trump left the courtroom, Juan Machon spent nearly 90 minutes delivering instructions to the jury about how they must evaluate the charges. If the jurors reach a guilty verdict on any of those counts, Trump will become the first former U.S. president ever to be convicted of a crime. I mean, he wants to go down in history, right? You want to go down in history. The judge reminded them that they must set aside any personal opinions or biases that they have against Trump during their deliberations. This is not about whether you voted for Trump or whether you're going to vote for Trump or anything like that. It is strictly about the case that was presented. The judge told them that Trump's decision not to testify at the trial should not be held against him because you don't have to, right? You know, in many instances, the defense does not have the responsibility of proving that he is innocent of the charges. Now, to the contrary, the people, the prosecutor, they have the burden and they must prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant committed that crime. This is what the judge said. Say that again. He told the jury that Trump's decision not to testify at the trial should not be held against him. And he noted that the defense does not have the responsibility of proving that he is innocent of said charges. The people, the prosecutor, they have the burden, and they must prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant committed that crime. See how fair this judge is? He's not like the Bart Judge Toy in Florida, Judge Cannon, who is clearly not fair. This judge in this case is operating fairly. So the judge also instructed them about Michael Cohen, who was the prosecution's star witness. Right? Turning to the felony counts with which Donald Trump is charged, Judge Merchan told the jurors that under New York law, the crime of falsifying business records must include an intent to commit another crime or to aid or conceal the commission of another crime. So the burden, as I said, the burden is very high for the prosecution. If you remember, the district attorney initially did not want to bring these charges. Initially. But as he got more information, he decided that he must do that. And that is how we got here. The crime that the prosecution claimed that Trump was trying to conceal is a violation of New York election law 17-152, which prohibits a conspiracy to promote or prevent the election of a person to public office by unlawful means. And the election was the 2016 presidential election. Say that again. The crime that prosecutors claim that Trump was trying to conceal is a violation of New York election law 17-152, which prohibits a conspiracy to promote or prevent the election of a person to public office by unlawful means. And they are referring to the 2016 presidential election. Trump also faces 3 other criminal cases, none of which is currently expected to start trial before November. There's that 2-tier justice system that he talks about. So we're going to continue to follow this. We're going to continue to look at this. Hopefully the jury will take their time, come up with the right decision based on the facts. Sadly, we have not had cameras in the courtroom. We have to rely on transcripts and notes and things like that. It's one of those things. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think that Trump is going to jail? Do you think he's going? How about this one? Do you think he's going to be found guilty? Do you think that Trump is going to be found guilty? Should he be found guilty? Let me know your thoughts, of course, in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok at The Diamond K Show. Of course, contact me for any booking or any other information, djdiamondk at gmail.com. You can support The Diamond K Show and ONFIRE-TV very easily. You can do that via paypal.me/radio on fire. Of course, on Cash App, $ The Diamond K Show. And you can become a member of this community-powered news network on fire-tv.com/join and on youtube.com/djdiamondk. All right, so we got a lot of things to unpack here today. Do this, take a quick break, and we'll be back right after this. 20 seconds. Welcome back. You man, Diamond K in here. Of course, the Diamond K Show. You can check me out live daily, 6 to 8 p.m. And, we're in election season, so no surprise there. Somebody got a note. Somebody got a message to President Biden and VP Harris. They didn't know that they needed to do an outreach to black voters. I'm so glad that somebody got them the message. So President Biden and VP Harris are launching their black voter outreach. And of course, they are warning about a second Trump term. So I'm glad that they have finally woken up to understand that the 2024 election is going to hang on the margins, meaning a small amount of votes is going to decide this election. So the president has renewed his election year pitch to black voters today. Oh, but don't understand this. Don't forget this. Black voters are going to give the president the blues because a lot of us are going to remind him, yo, you ain't do all the stuff you said you were going to do the last time. So he's got to understand that those conversations are going to be coming. So he lashed out at Donald Trump's MAGA lies, and they lie. But folks are going to say that Biden's lying too. I guess he's talking about who tells the bigger lies. He said that the winner of this year's White House race will make crucial decisions. This we know. But the Biden campaign has been hemorrhaging black votes if you pay attention to reports. If you listen to those things, they have been hemorrhaging black voters. Now, I talk to black voters every day, and a lot of people are not excited about Joe Biden. But newsflash, nobody was ever excited about Joe Biden. They weren't excited about him in 2020. They're not excited about him now. They weren't excited about him in the 90s, and they weren't excited about him in the 2000s. Joe Biden's not an exciting guy. But he did point out that things like nominees for the Supreme Court, which will affect this country for decades, is something that the next president is more than likely going to do. The older justices are going to probably be checking out in the next presidential term. So who's in the White House is going to have some, important decisions to make. And Biden is reminding folks of that. Thanks, Joe. Thanks for telling us some stuff we didn't already know. Now, the president and the vice president in a joint appearance in Philly thanked black voters and in Pennsylvania and beyond for being the linchpin to their 2020 victory. I don't know why they're just saying it now, but I would advise candidates. The campaigning does not start during election year. or it should not start during election year. This is one of the things that voters get upset about. Don't just come around to me 2020 when you're trying to get elected in 2020. Don't just come around to me in 2022 when you're just trying to get elected then. Don't just come to me in 2024 during the election year when you're trying to get elected, and don't talk to me no other time. The black voter outreach should have never stopped. Should have never stopped. I don't understand why it's so hard for politicians to figure this out. You have to, just like anything else, you have to promote your message. You have to promote your strategies. You have to promote and talk to the potential voters about your platform, even on the off year. Because when we don't hear from you for 4 years, and then you come around like clockwork, election time, election year, people are going to be skeptical. This is anybody. And then you talk about black voters who have been severely disappointed, not just with Joe Biden, but with all the presidents. We're going to be looking at you like you're crazy. You're battling somebody. So Joe Biden and Trump are battling the couch. What do I mean? You are battling because you have a bunch of voters who say it's not even worth me getting off my couch to go vote because they think it doesn't matter who wins. It does matter who wins. If Hillary Clinton had won in 2016, women's right to abortion would still be intact. It would. Hillary would have done something different than Trump did. The candidates are not the same. Candidates are not the same. If Hillary had been in office in 2016 or won the election in 2016, she would not have made the same decisions on the Supreme Court that Donald Trump did. And I'm telling you, that alone is a difference in who wins. It's a difference. Now, you can dislike both choices. I dislike both choices. I don't like Joe Biden. I don't like Donald Trump. I definitely don't like Donald Trump. So which one's worse? Well, let's look at the Supreme Court decisions that Trump would make versus the Supreme Court decisions that Biden would make. Now, while I don't like Biden, I would agree with his Supreme Court picks more than I would Donald Trump's. I would. The President Biden also urged that Trump is unhinged and he is peddling misinformation in an effort to win back the White House. This is true. This is true. Now, sadly, Democrats on a whole, nationally, are very poor with messaging, very poor with getting voters to understand accomplishments. They're very bad at this. They're very bad. The fact that they're coming out now, talking about we're launching our black voter outreach. If black women and black men are the most dedicated Democrats, why are you just launching your outreach 6 months now before the election? I mean, it doesn't make sense, right? It makes little to no sense. Kids in school, you wait till right before graduation to start doing your work, you're not going to pass, right? You need to be doing the work all year long, right? But these are so-called smart people, and they clearly don't act smart. But we can say better late than never. Say better late than never. Joe Biden said that my question is a simple one. Are you with me? Who writes this stuff for him? Who writes this stuff for him? Joe Biden's old. Trump is old. Neither one of them can walk the mile. My father is in his 70s, and he's in better shape than both of these Bamas. I'm telling you. He is. He's in good shape. Check out. Hey, what's going on? Joe Storm. Check my father out. He is D's babyboomers.vip. Check him out. He's in shape, right? So you can be older, you can be in your 70s and still be in shape. My father's 74, and he can do a lot of push-ups. Yeah, you might be saying, why are you talking about your father? I'm just saying my father's old, is an older gentleman, just like these guys. But President Biden and Harris have launched their Black voter outreach. And here's my thing. We have got to hold candidates accountable. Now, if they don't outreach, like that most of them don't do during non-election years, we have to go looking for them to get these, to demand the things that we want. That's just it. Right. So I always say that the relationship between voters and candidates has to be a two-part thing. We are both playing tennis. We hitting the ball back and forth. So they hit the ball, we hit the ball. Now, after they get elected, they put their rackets up, put their jogging suits in the locker, and we have to come like, nope. Time to play another game. Time to play another game, and we got to keep hitting it. We got to force them because they're not going to do it unless you force them to. They just wired like that. On Instagram, he's saying that we need tangibles, not talk. I agree with you 1,000%. We need tangibles. What are those tangibles? We got to go to the table with stuff because look, Joe Biden and his team, they just typical Democrats, which means they don't communicate well. They just react to everything. Democrats need to be more aggressive. They need to be more proactive. But we as voters, as constituents, as citizens, we got to be more proactive too. Joe Storm says on Instagram says that Joe Biden is not a good president. All right, Joe. Joe's my man, DJ Joe Storm. Tell me who was the last good president. Okay, I need an example so we can measure Joe Biden to. When Instagram is saying that Biden should have started this outreach in 2021. I agree. I just got you saying that. I agree 100%. Hate crime laws, reparations, outlawing, redlining. Oh, I like that. Joe Storm said that people need to stop voting parties. Joe Storm says that Bill Clinton was a good president. Okay. What did Bill Clinton do that you say made him a good president? I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying, what did Bill Clinton do? Have you ever had a president that was for us? For us was Barack Obama for us? Have we ever had a FUBU president for us by us? Like that. Definitely Joe Biden, Kamala Harris launching their Black voter outreach today in Philly. I mean, it was a black town. It was in a black city. So they say that Barack Obama was not for us. Well, who was Barack Obama for? And how much can you do? You have one person, he's one guy, and I don't think that people supported him. I think that people just sat back and said, the aspirational aspect of President Obama. But did we support him? And do we support? The MAGA people support Trump. Do black people support our politicians the same way that the MAGA folks support Donald Trump? Do they come out like, no, we don't. We sit back. We fold our arms. We refuse to get behind anybody. We want to sit back and just chill and think that everything's going to come to us. I'm just saying. Obama did a lot for LGBT immigrants and women. Okay. So the presidents can do a lot. Now, presidents can do a lot, but we have to do our part as well. We have to demand the things that we want. Closed mouths don't get fed. Squeaky wheel don't get no oil. I mean, squeaky wheel gets the oil, right? We just talk amongst each other, but we don't hold these politicians accountable. Trump issued executive orders left and right. Executive orders mean nothing. Executive orders are only good when the executive is there. Executive order is not a law. It's a temporary fix. Executive order is a Band-Aid. Executive orders don't count because it's not lasting. I'm just saying. On Instagram, you're saying that Trump issued executive orders. I'm just saying executive order is nothing. Nothing is going to be there. You blink and the executive order is gone because the next person come in and say, I ain't doing none of those things. I'm doing some other stuff. Right? No, we need laws. And the president alone cannot make the law. You need Congress. That's why the other elections are important as well. That's why it matters who wins, and that's why we must vote. That's why we must vote. Now, we can get better candidates, but we can't. If we sit back and let the old machine do the same thing they're doing, they're going to keep rewarding the people that's been in the pipeline, and we're going to have all these old candidates. If you want to change things, we need newer, younger candidates. That means young people need to get involved in the process. The younger the politician is, the better the chance is of getting something done quickly. But it has to be done en masse. We have to support the candidates. We can't just sit back and just not pay attention. On Instagram, it's saying that they are still fixing laws that Bill Clinton apologized for doing. Okay, tell me what you mean by that on Instagram. That's interesting. I want to hear more about that. So 90s were good. 90s was a good time. 90s was a good time. All right, I don't see nobody talking about George Bush. Look at it this way: if we want something from Democrats, you have to go through Congress. Blah 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 blah. If we want something from Republicans, we only have to convince one man. No. You must be a Trump supporter. Okay, that is absolutely not true. Okay. Congress is involved in the thing. So basically on Instagram, he's saying that Democrats go by the rules and Trump just does things himself. The executive order is not a lasting thing. It's not a law. It's not a law. All right. So you're talking about the crime bill, the 94 crime bill that Bill Clinton signed. Okay, that wasn't a good thing. That was not a good thing. And Joe Storm is saying that in order for black people to change things is by owning their neighborhoods, owning properties. Voting for the governor and mayor is voting for governor and mayor, not just president. Absolutely, DJ Joe Storm. Ownership and participation, super important. Local politics, super important. Super important. Did you vote for Brandon Scott or did you vote for Sheila Dixon, DJ Joe Storm? I'd like to know that. How many excuses have Biden given us to why he couldn't get anything done? Biden has gotten some things done. He just didn't get the things done that he needed to for black people, generally speaking. He got some things done. I just don't think that our priorities, black people's priorities, were at the top of his list. And we did not force him to do that. So Joe Storm says on Instagram says that I voted for Sheila Dixon. I'm not really a Brandon Scott supporter at all. Never have been. So you voted for Sheila Dixon. I like Sheila Dixon. I like Brandon Scott as well. I wish that they could have, come together a bit. Maybe I'm crazy. On Instagram, it's saying that the crack and cocaine laws, so-called war on drugs, the war on drugs, that was Bush and Reagan. Building so many prisons. Yeah, the prison pipeline is troubling. It is troubling. But too many black and brown people. Yes, absolutely. Now, here's the thing. That's a business, right? That prison pipeline is a business. And, we have got to understand, accept that. And it's a trap. It's a trap to feed the criminal justice system. It is a trap. How many of our young people are on this pipeline right now? How many? Plenty of our young people on this pipeline. They're on this track to go into those prisons that have been built. So we have a lot of issues, a lot of things that we must address, a lot of things. And we're going to do this. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back, and I'm going to talk about one of those problems, Supreme Court, how important it is. Yes, Joe Biden could be better. But Trump, and actually the judge that we're going to talk about was brought in by Bush, but Trump having more judges will really hurt black people, brown people too, all of us. All right, do this. We'll be right back after this. You're listening to the Diamond K Show, of course, ONFIRE-TV.com, djdiamondk, gmail.com. You need to get in touch with me. Very easy to do that. On all social media, I am at the Diamond K Show. Of course, you can support the Diamond K Show and ONFIRE-TV via paypal.me/radio on fire. On Cash App, I am $ the Diamond K Show. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back. Your man Diamond K in here, and I am just enjoying these comments on Instagram. Definitely at the Diamond K Show. I'm seeing some comments on, and of course, it's Democrats. It looks like it's Republicans. Look like it's independents talking on there, and I love those conversations. We were talking about the Supreme Court. Justice Alito, this scum judge, refuses to recuse himself from the January 6th cases after his flag controversy. What are we talking about? This racist judge, and he is racist, and not because of the flag stuff, but it is he has a record. Let me say that. He has a record, and it is not a good one. He has recently been in the news because of some controversies surrounding flags that were flown at two of his residences. The Supreme Court justice is rejecting Democrats' call for his recusal. What do they want him to recuse for? He is overseeing potentially some of the cases that involve this January 6th attack on the Capitol. Do folks not remember that? Do folks not remember that? The so-called Law and Order Party? Anyway, he is refusing, Justice Samuel Alito is refusing to recuse himself from the cases related to January 6th and the 2020 election, even though he has shown an allegiance to Trump and the MAGA movement. He is compromised. He is not. He is not a neutral party. Alito provided further details of the incidents as he responded to the Senate's Judiciary Committee Chairman Dick Durbin and Senator Sheldon Whitehouse's request to Chief Justice John Roberts that Alito recuse himself from such proceedings. Democrats, they're going to sternly ask you something, and that's all they're going to do. That's all they're going to do. Talk trash, ask him to recuse himself, but he's not going to do it. He's not going to do it. The flag flying incidents, first reported by the New York Times, included an upside down American flag outside of his Virginia home and an appeal to heaven flag at his New Jersey beach house. Both of these flags were carried by some of the rioters on January 6th. Now, of course, we know Clarence Thomas' wife, she be rocking with those folks too, and he ain't going to recuse himself either. Now, if it was a Democrat, left-leaning judge, they would have recused themselves. They just would. Because Democrats would have put pressure on them, and they would have felt bad. It is so crazy. Democrats don't understand the game that is being played. The Democrats don't understand the rules that are not being followed. Alito told lawmakers in a letter that the incidents were not in any way his doing. right? His wife, he blamed it on his wife. My wife is fond of flying flags. I am not. She did it, not me. Alito revealed in the case of the upside down American flag reported to have been raised by his wife. Well, his wife just put the flags up. Martha and Alito, during a nasty neighbor dispute, he actually told his wife to take the flag down and she refused, according to him. Interesting. As for the appeal to heaven flag at his vacation home, Alito said that he was not aware of it until recently. What do you think? I pay attention to a flag that's flying outside my front door when I come in and out? You think I'm going to see something like that? The use of this old historic flag by a new group does not necessarily draw that the flag of has either meaning, he said. Interesting. It is so interesting. This is the justice. I mean, he's just such a grimy individual. So, I mean, so many cases. But there's no surprise that he is not going to recuse himself. No surprise there. That's just how he rolls. Not expecting otherwise. Only Democrats are going to act like, they're going to go by the rules because they are soft and mushy. Democrats, stop being soft and mushy. Stop letting the Republicans run over top of you. I mean, otherwise you just deserve what you get. Otherwise, you deserve what you get. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok at The Diamond K Show. Or Instagram, we're saying that these clowns in Washington can't seem to agree on anything but when the time to send money to foreign countries. All right, I agree with that. They don't agree on a lot. You're right. But when it's time to send some money overseas, they will do that. And they won't send money here. They don't put enough money here. America, I'm talking about. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. That I don't like. We got to change that part. Facts. Dude, let's take a quick break and we'll be back right after this. We got to talk about some warnings from Nissan. Welcome back. Your man Diamond K in here, Diamond K Show on Fire TV. So this next story is especially important to drivers of Nissans. You have an older model Nissan. Nissan has issued a do not drive warning for some older vehicles. And they say that a Takata airbag can explode. Takata airbag can explode, and they have issued this warning. This is a do not drive warning for 83,920 vehicles. This is serious. Now, the model years are 2002 to 2006. Now, these are cars that have the recalled Takata airbag. So they do not want you to drive these vehicles. The warning covers certain models, years, like I said, 2002 to 2006 Nissan Sentras, 2002 to 2004 Nissan Pathfinders, and 2002 to 2003 Xfinity QX4s. So the warning covers certain vehicles. And as I said, those warning model years are the 2002 to 2006 Nissan Sentra, the 2002 to 2004 Nissan Pathfinder, and the 2002 to 2003 Infiniti QX4s. And so, yeah, these cars are old, right? These cars are old, and they have 83,920 of them on the road. All right. So yeah, the cars are old, but this is a very important warning. These vehicles were already subject to an open Takata airbag recall from 2020, and we talked about that at the time. But the vehicle's frontal passenger airbag inflators may explode due to a propellant, um, you know, issue, right? So it degrades, and the degrading has occurred after long-term exposure to absolutely high humidity, high temperatures, um, temperature cycling, according to the recall notice from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. So over time, this is a wear and tear thing. They're calling it due to the age of the vehicles equipped with this defective Takata airbag inflator. It is dangerous. There is an increased risk that the inflator could explode during an airbag deployment. And what would happen at that time is the propelling of sharp metal fragments, which can cause serious injury or death. Right? So shrapnel can come out upon deployment. So if you have one of those vehicles, please do not drive them. Please. So it's saying the vehicle owners should check if their car has an open Takata airbag recall, and if so, should schedule a free repair at the dealership and follow warnings from the manufacturer. Okay, Nissan and Infiniti are offering free towing, mobile repair, and in some places, loaner vehicles. There's no excuse why you can't get this taken care of, because they don't want you injured or potentially worse. Now, even a minor crash can result in exploding Takata airbags, as I said, that can kill or produce what they call life-altering, gruesome injuries. This is serious, fam. This is serious. An estimated 67 million Takata airbags ranging across vehicles from multiple automakers have been recalled because of exposure over time to heat and humidity, which can cause the metal parts inside the airbag to shoot out at drivers and passengers when they are deployed. So definitely want folks to pay attention to that. It is something that is serious. And in 2017, Takata pled guilty to wire fraud and agreed to pay $1 billion in criminal penalties for selling the faulty airbag inflators. Later that year, the company filed for bankruptcy. So this is clean up on aisle 10. We're trying to clean up this mess from the company. As of 2021, approximately 50 million defective Takata airbag inflators have been repaired, with the most dangerous airbags being replaced first, according to reports. So if you have Nissan, these are older model cars, but they have over 83,000 of them on the road. So this is a serious thing. All right. So last story, we're going to take a quick break before we get to this last story. But I want to talk about Vivica Fox. She is looking for a husband. And this story, we posted this on our Instagram page at the Diamond K Show. And there are some very, very interesting discussions. And I want to dive in and talk about this. And this is the last story we're going to get into. We're going to do that in 10 seconds. Welcome back. Your man Diamond K in here. Of course, the Diamond K Show on ONFIRE-TV.com. On Cash App, I'm $ the Diamond K Show. And you can become a member, support this community-powered news network, ONFIRE-TV.com/join. So Vivica Fox, the actress, I met Vivica Fox once in Philly. and she was nice. She wasn't well, I will say she was a bit of a diva, right? She was a bit of a diva, but she was nice. I mean, she was how you would expect her to be, all right? And so this was maybe about 5 years ago. So we posted this, and I thought that the story was interesting. And it said that Vivica A. Fox, because she's real particular about that A. Vivica A. Fox says that at the age of 60, she is finally looking for a husband, and she is taking boyfriend applications. And the comments that folks were saying, obviously, the younger Vivica Fox, she's a beautiful lady. Even the older Vivica Fox, I think that to be 60 years old, I think that she looks great. But the comments that I saw, oh my God, the comments were crazy. The comments were crazy. Folks are saying all types of stuff about Vivica Fox. I mean, of course, there was body shaming and all that kind of stuff. We're not focusing on that. Do I see anything wrong with Vivica A. Fox saying that she wants to get married now that she is 60? No, I don't see anything wrong with that. So when she was younger and she was in her prime years, she was out here living that single life, and that's fine. That's fine. But some people had a lot to say. Some people had a lot to say. And Rob Stiles on Instagram said that, but seriously, she can't have any more children, though, or shouldn't be. I don't even, does Vivica Fox have kids? I don't know about that. So he's talking about her weight. And a lot of people were talking about Kevin Samuels and some of that stuff. So you should get married when you are ready. Right? Not when other people say you ready, not when society says that you're ready. And so when Vivica Fox was in that 90s prime, no, she didn't want to get married, and that's fine. Now the picking is different now, right? I still think that she looks good. She's 60 years old. She looks good, right? I mean, her face looks a little different. Yeah. On Instagram, he said that she's had too many face fillers. All right. Somebody said, finally, man, she was pretty back then and she looks good now. Other people saying that she's pretty. All right. And somebody said she should pray about it. They say all kind of stuff. And there's all kind of body shaming going on. Somebody says she needs to lose 15 to 20 pounds. Says who? Maybe she doesn't want to. Maybe she likes the way she looks. And I'm sure that there are men out there that would love to marry Vivica Fox or be her boyfriend. She says she's not getting on any apps, though. But she says that she is taking applications. What does that mean? Taking applications. Does that mean that people can jump in her DM? I don't know. Are we jumping in Vivica's DM? Do you think people are jumping in Vivica's DMs? I do. So I'm just looking at some of these comments, of course, at the Diamond K Show on Instagram. And yeah. And it's a lot of mentions of Kevin Samuels, as you can see. So waiting until you're ready, even if you're in your 60s, don't let folks trick you into getting married before you're ready, because then you're just going to screw things up. All right, definitely. And so that's how I feel about that. I think that whenever you want to get married is good for you. You do not have to do what society says. You don't have to do that. Clearly, Vivica's not doing that. A lot of mention about 50 Cent. Remember, folks? I remember when she dated 50 Cent. All right. Yeah. And so somebody said it was petty that we had these side-by-side pictures. Right? Somebody said that putting my 7-year-old picture next to a 34-year-old picture, an old picture, there's obviously going to be a difference. I don't think that it's diabolical to have this picture. an older picture of Vivica Fox in her prime years, looking amazing, and have a current picture. No, we do that all the time. You put up pictures, then and now kind of picture. A lot of folks saying that they'll take the one on the left. That's the younger picture. When you don't smoke and or drink, God has blessed this woman. It's a pleasure to be this age. It is. Somebody said she just wants some eggplant. That's all. For 60, she looks good. Yeah, but I forgot how beautiful Vivica Fox was in the 90s. My Lord. She's looking for a husband at 60. Somebody said she should be taking care of her grandchildren instead of looking for a husband. There are single guys out there that would definitely marry and treat Vivica Fox right. Somebody else says that the side-by-side photos are shady. No, they are not. The side-by-side photos are not shady. Y'all looking at it like it's shady. The side-by-side photos are not shady. Well, I mean, she looked good back in the day. You know what I mean? And she still looks good now. She just looks different. Somebody said, okay. Somebody else said, too late, Miss Fox. Ouch. I don't know about that, but I don't think it's too late. I think that she clearly wasn't ready at a previous time. And now she's ready. Maybe now mentally she's ready for a husband, but she said she's starting a boyfriend. And I think that is great. So do you think that it is a limit? There's an age limit to when you should get married or finally look to settle down? No, you play the field as long as you want to play the field. If you were focused on your career, whatever it was. But you got to do it when you're ready. Now, that doesn't mean that you're going to find somebody up to your standards. That doesn't mean that at all. But I commend her for doing it her way. We're talking about Vivica A. Fox, who says that she is now at 60 finally looking for a husband. So what was she looking for before? I don't know. But I always say when you look for something, you don't find it. So she just needs to live her life, continue to live her life. And if that guy comes across her and then, she's open to it and, hopefully it works out for her. But like I said, I met Vivica A. Fox in Philly. And she was cool. She was nice. Bit of a diva, but she was cool. And I wish her well. Let me know your thoughts, of course, in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, at The Diamond K Show, of course, on ONFIRE-TV.com, on PayPal.me/radio on fire. Cash App, I am $ The Diamond K Show. You can become a member today on ONFIRE-TV.com/join. And on youtube.com/djdiamondk. Need to get in touch with me, djdiamondk@gmail.com. I will be back here tomorrow, 6 p.m. A lot of things to get into. And of course, we're going to be checking for a verdict from the jury. Hopefully that will come sometime soon. Yeah, so I will see you guys tomorrow.
Visit OnFIRE-TV.com for live top stories, breaking news, and original shows.